Alright guys, what is up? It's your boy Beast here. Welcome back to some more Pokemon Black and White 2 Wi-Fi battle stuff. Now this match right here is against a guy by the name of Seton from Smogot, and yes, I did play this guy before, which makes this a rematch. So yeah, anyways, we're playing NU again, obviously because that is my favorite tier, and I'm using the same team here as I used in the last battle because this team has been doing a pretty good job for me lately. So yeah, anyways, let's take a look at this guy's team. Now, I see right away he does have a Haunter on this team, which might be a problem if that thing has Substitute and Disable, because, you know, I can just disable any move that I have on my pokes, and that's not cool at all. I do have a Choice Scarf Kangaskhan, which obviously when I'm locked in, I can't really go for you know, return after he's locked me into, or after he's disabled that return. Then I'm just gonna have to go for the struggle, which is not really cool at all. And plus, I do have a Golurk, which could handle it, but you know, the only move that can actually hit Golurk that can actually hit Haunter that Golurk has is Shadow Punch. I do have Dynamic Punch and Earthquake, but those moves will obviously not hit Haunter. So yeah, and his Armaldo might also be a problem because that thing might have the Rapid Spin, and I will need Stealth Rocks up for this battle for his Haunter and his Flareon. His Flareon is not that big of a threat, but I will need residual damage for his Haunter. So yeah, anyways, the rest of his pokes really don't look too threatening for me. I mean, he's got his Delusion, which has probably got Trick Room or something. I mean, that could be a problem, but I'm really not too scared of it because, I mean, I'm just mainly focusing on the main threats on his team. So yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and start the battle, shall we? So my opponent is going to go ahead and lead off with his Armaldos. I'm going to lead off with my Golurk, and I'm just going to go straight for the Stealth Rocks because they will be very useful in this game. And he's going to set up some Stealth Rocks of his own, which I really don't mind at all because I do have a Wartortle on my team which can potentially Rapid Spin those rocks away if I manage to take on his Haunter. So I'm just going to go straight for the Shadow Punch this turn because I didn't want to switch out of there because he could as well just go for the Rapid Spin. So I just go straight for the Shadow Punch. It's going to do quite a lot of damage to his Exeggutor, but unfortunately it's one of those Harvest Citrus Berry Exeggutors, so this thing is going to be very difficult to handle because, you know, that it's got some pretty good bulk, so I'm going to have to be careful, and I'm just going to, perhaps I can get off a Toxic on it so I can potentially stall it, but unfortunately though, it turns out that he's got the Sleep Powder, and he's going to put my only Heal Beller to sleep, which kind of sucks because that means I can't get rid of it by using Heal Bell, so I'm just going to go straight into my Ludicolo because I know I can resist his Elite Seed. And that's what he's going to try to do. He's going to try to go for the Elite Seed. Now, I make a pretty risky player here. Go for the Ice Beam. And it's going to do a pretty decent chunk considering that it's unstabbed. But I probably should not have stayed in right here against his Delusion because I really need this thing against his Exeggutor because Exeggutor can become a problem if my walls go down. So I'm just going to go straight for the Surf. I'm not quite sure why I go for that instead of just switching out of there. I mean, that was really risky right there, but fortunately for me, actually I'm gonna go for the Giga Drain right here, and actually gonna end up getting a critical hit, which definitely did matter because this Delusion right here would have probably been a big problem if this thing would have went down right here because he could have outspit everything on my team. But good thing I get rid of it fast. So he's just gonna go and center in his Marowak. I probably should not have stayed in right here and just taken the Double Edge because of his Exeggutor. I would have needed this thing against his Exeggutor, so that's not really cool at all. Probably should have switched out into my Wartortle right away, but that was a stupid play on my part. But he's just gonna go and center his Haunter this turn as I'm just gonna go for the Scald. I do predict that because the Rapid Spin was fairly obvious, so just go for the Scald. It's going to do quite a lot of damage considering I'm not really invested on the special attacking side, but I'm not really going to risk anything, so I'm just going to switch out of there into Kangaskhan again, predicting maybe a Shadow Ball, but unfortunately it turns out that he's got the Sludge Bomb. I probably should have just stayed in and taken that thing out of there with the Scald, so I could have potentially Rapid Spin away those rocks later on, but I mean, I do end up getting Poison as well, which is kind of stupid, but I realize now that was a very stupid play, but I'm just going to try to go for the return, but of course he's going to center his Armaldo, so I just go straight for the return, and it does like nothing, obviously, because it's resisted, so things are really not looking too good at all for me right here, but I'm just going to have to get rid of those Stealth Rocks and just get rid of that Poison on Kangaskhan if I'm going to have a chance in this game, because this Kangaskhan will be very useful in this game because it's the fastest thing on my team. So he's going to try to Rapid Spin away those rocks. I'm not going to let him do that because I do have a Golurk, and I'm just going to block him with with the infamous dark type, but freaking ghost type. And I'm just gonna go straight for the dynamic punch because I didn't want this thing to just bother me. I just wanted to, you know, have him confused, and I was hoping that he wouldn't switch out of there. I think he's gonna stay in actually, but I didn't want to risk anything. I'm just gonna go straight for the shadow punch again, and he's gonna try to go for the X scissor. It's not gonna do much at all because I do resist it, so that's cool. And I think I'm actually gonna take it out of there with an earthquake, if I'm not mistaken, because I was thinking this guy's gonna stay in, and I think he's actually gonna hit himself in the face again. Or no, I'm just gonna take it out of there, which is cool though. So down goes his rapid spinner, which is nice. So that means that Stealth Rocks will be up on his side of the field for the rest of the game, and he's gonna center on his Haunter this turn. And the Shadow Ball, I think it actually takes me out of there in one shot. Actually, no, I'm gonna live with 7 HP. Never mind. I'm gonna take that with 7 HP, which is nice. But it really didn't matter too much because it's just gonna be able to revenge kill me, I think. And you know, his Haunter would have gone down to the burn anyway, so not quite sure how much impact that would have made because this Executor is going to take this Shadow Punch quite nicely, and I think it's got the Harvest of Citrus Berry going on as well, so yeah, I'm not quite sure. Well, actually, it doesn't apply. It actually doesn't apply either, which is kind of weird, but I'm just going to go ahead and not Houndour, but actually, that's his name. God, I keep mixing up those names. Houndour, that's what his name is. I'm just gonna go instead of Houndour, just go for the Dark Pulse and see how much it does. I do take that Executor out of there, so I guess that kind of matter. But I'm just gonna go for the Dark Pulse again, see how much it does on that Flareon. It's not gonna do much at all because that thing is most likely invested on the especially defensive side. So I'm just gonna try to go for the Protect. I'm not quite sure why it does that, but I'm just gonna send a War Turtle. I think is actually gonna try to go for the Wish this turn, as I'm just gonna Rapid Spin away those rocks because in case I will need my Kangaskhan, that I will have it up there just so, you know, I can revenge kill some stuff. And what I'm gonna do right here, I'm gonna try to wake this thing up here because I did not want my Kangaskhan to be poisoned because that thing might be useful to revenge kill and stuff, but he could have actually just switched out of there right now, try to pass that Wish to his Marowak, but he's gonna center in his. Actually, no, never mind. Marowak, he was at full health. What am I saying? I'm a dumbass. I just cannot keep track of what was going on in the game, but he's gonna try to go for the Boomerang or Bone Mare, whatever it's called. I'm not quite sure, but he actually misses the first one, and I keep staying asleep, which kind of sucks, but the Boomerang is actually gonna do quite a lot of damage to me since I'm not physically defensive, so it's actually going to be a solid 2-hit on me, which is pretty impressive, so he's going to be able to take me out of there with a third one. So down goes my Musharna, which is kind of unfortunate, but what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to send a War Turtle just to try to do as much damage as possible with the Scald, and I think what he's going to do is he's going to take me out of there with the Bone Marag or something, what it's called, or Thunder Punch. That's what he's going to do. He's going to go for the Thunder Punch. I think that's going to take me out of there. No, never mind. War Turtle takes out like a boss, and I'm down at the torrent range right now, and Skull is going to do a hell of a lot this turn, and it's not going to take down that Eevee, or not Eevee, but Flareon. I keep mixing up names. That's just an issue that I have with myself, but I'm just going to switch out of there this turn into Houndour, and I think what he's going to do is going to go for a Protect. Yeah, he's going to go for a Protect, and at this point, it is pretty much a good game, because Foul Play, it's going to do quite a lot of damage, because his thing has pretty terrible physical defenses, and it actually has a pretty good physical attacking stat. I think it has like base 130 or something, so this Foul Play is going to do quite a lot of damage, but unfortunately it's not going to take it out of there just yet. It's going to live with like a smidgen, and I'm not quite sure why he does this. He could have just went for the Protect and, you know, healed up a lot of damage, but he's going to send in his Marowak, hoping to take a Foul Play, but he does not, so yeah, that was pretty good, and his Flareon is going to die to the Stealth Rocks, so that was pretty much a good game. Seton, hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Leave a like rating if you did, and I will see you guys later. Peace! And hopefully, I will be able to get up a PBR battle on Wednesday. So for those of you who like that, stay tuned for that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later. Peace!